Hi, hello my planty friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're outside in my backyard and I wanted to give you guys an overview of the setup that I have for my succulents outside. So I live in Columbia, South Carolina. We are in zone 8A. We typically sit around 90 to 100 degrees all summer with a humidity of between 70 and 90. So it's pretty hot, very humid, and sometimes succulents don't like that, but I've concocted this setup for my succulents, especially for this summer, because my collection has grown substantially from last summer. So I thought this would be a great time before I start working on fall projects and taking care of some of the fall things for my succulents, that I would show you guys the setup. So this is a 4-tier succulent stand that I made out of cinder blocks and old fence posts. I did used to have this under our pergola, but it took up too much space. So I moved it out onto this concrete pad that we have, and it seems to be doing really, really well. This area gets full sun for probably like 2 hours a day, but it's in the afternoon, so it is very intense. This is like in an open space, but we have trees on either side of us that provide shade in the morning and in late afternoon. The sun had proved to be a bit of an issue. A lot of the succulents were suffering with sunburn. This one, you can see it. I spilled the succulent and dirt got everywhere, but you can see the remnants of sunburn there. To combat the strong sun that occurs here, I actually installed a shade cloth, jerry-rigged with some bamboo poles. I'll show you that right now. There is the succulent shelf, and here's a cinder block that has zip tied some bamboo to it, and then I've just draped some shade cloth over it, and we have one thing of bamboo there, zip tied, bamboo zip tied here, and then the same thing on this side, so bamboo zip tied there, and then to that back corner. And then I just added some horizontal elements for support, and then just draped and zip tied some shade cloth. This setup was done just temporarily for this season. I don't expect this bamboo structure to hold any further than this October, which is usually when I do bring in my succulents. To be quite honest, this shade cloth might be a little too strong because it is causing some of my succulents to lose their coloring and not be as vibrant, but it's what I could get at the moment, so it's working just fine. Next year, I do have a couple extra feet of this, so next year I'll probably expand this out, make it kind of freestanding with some cinder blocks on their own instead of attaching it to the actual structure, just so that way it can expand a little bit more. I would love to honestly set up the entire concrete slab over here with shade cloth like this, so then I could bring all of my succulent propagations outside and not have to keep them inside during the summer and warmer months, because that would save me on electricity, and I always think plants do better in their natural environment, so being outside, than they do being inside. So I will say we have seen some tremendous growth on these succulents, at least them being outside. This year we have a bunch of them that are actually currently in bloom. So this is a water ripple, very, very beautiful blooms. My topsy-turvy is actually currently in bloom, which is adorable. I love this plant. So it is about time for me to do end of season maintenance on these plants, and that means just coming through, pulling out all the dead leaves, trimming off bloom stalks, really clipping off pups and propagating them. So like this one, for example, I will probably behead this mother succulent, repot her, cut off her pups, and plant them up, and they'll be for sale in my prop shop. But that is about it. Oh, so 2 videos ago I did a prop with me of this crassula, and it is safe to say that it has fully rooted. Like, I'm tugging on this and they're not budging, so they're fully rooted in here. The plants look a lot better. Oh, this one did get sunburned too. So if you want to see how I propped and chopped these guys, you can watch that video. I will link it in the little top bar thing. One thing to talk about is rain. So I rarely water these succulents. It usually rains here, and that is enough water for them. We had some really intense days of rain a while ago, and I was worried that they would be heavily overwatered. That has not happened, but yeah, I rarely water them. They are all in terracotta, so that wicks out moisture, which is very important. I don't pot any of my succulents in anything other than terracotta unless I'm propagating them, and I need to keep them a little bit more moist than if they lived in terracotta. One thing to note as well is that this shade cloth, because I don't have a middle support for it, the water will drip right off the bottom of this, and it actually dripped into this poor little Lola, and it like took out all of her soil. So I need to actually pot her up. She is very wet. Like, that's not good. So other than that, it's a very basic, simple setup. Nothing permanent. We are renting, so I can't put like posts in the ground and stuff like that. So anywho, I just wanted to share this with you guys because I want to document this for myself, to remind me next year about how I did this year, but also share with you guys a way that it is inexpensive to be able to bring your succulents outside, because if you can let them live outdoors, they're going to be so much happier. This just looks very weird. I don't like it. This is a new mic. I'm trying to still get used to it. That is actually it for today's video. Stay tuned for the next one because I'm going to be doing some fall maintenance, and I'll show you guys my favorite tools. I'll walk you through some of the ways I am maintaining these succulents, and I will see you guys in the next video very soon.